Welcome to the Moro Pigeon Show! Welcome to the Moro Pigeon Show. I'm your host, El Moro. Join me to explore the pigeon's way. We'll learn and laugh day by day. All pigeons bring us pure delight, creations from the eternal one taking flight. Let's learn from them, both big and small, into the world of pigeons. Let's give our all. With every flap, a gentle friend in Moro's Pigeons world, where wonders never end. Through YouTube's glow, their beauty takes flight. A symphony of coos, a pure delight. Where the palm trees sway nearby, white doves paint the blue sky. A spectacle for every eye, their stories soaring by.
This is El Moro Pigeon Show. I am your host, El Moro, and I am doing a study today about genetics in the white homing pigeons to reveal the true homing pigeons, about strains, doing a study about strains. I don't know if a lot of people are going to agree with me, but it's the truth. It's what I have studied. It's so much I've been studying this for a month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God. 8, 9, 10. So as you can tell, I'm not really going to be able maybe to touch everything today, because what I'm doing today, I'm doing a study on pigeon genetics, pigeon strains, and a lot more that is going to come to mind. I had to pray before I did this. This is not easy, okay? And then I have the pigeon genetic book. It's got 500 and something pages. This is very deep book. I'm not going to claim, oops. Oh my gosh. Okay, so which page? I'm going to stop the page here. I have marked the page. Let me see. I'm not going to claim that I understand everything, because I don't. This is very extensive. Okay, so this is where I'm at. This is page 126. Dominant white. It's a very extensive study, guys, and it's not easy. There. It's not easy. Like I say, I've been studying this for a month, and my friend Abraham is telling me, do it. But I can't do it if I don't know it. So, with the little that I know, I am going to start talking, and I pray that Yahuwah guide my lips. Well, the first thing I'm going to say about pigeons is about the creation of the birds. Okay? You have to understand where pigeons come from, the creation. So to know that, I go to the book of Bereshit, or the book of Genesis, from the Bible. This is a special Bible. It's a restoration of scriptures. It doesn't come from like the King James and all these Bibles. This come from the Masoretic. It doesn't come from the Masoretic text. It comes from the Dead Sea Scrolls, from the Samaritan Scrolls, from the Septuagint, which are older than the Masoretic text. So it has a lot of Hebrew influence. So Genesis 1, verse 20. It reads like this. And Elohim said, let the Mayim, the water, in Hebrew is Mayim, let the Mayim bring out abundantly the moving creatures that have Chaim, which means life, and fowl, which is all the birds, that fly above the earth in the open firmament in the Shamayim. The Shamayim means the heaven. The word Mayim means water. Shamayim means heaven. Now, there is a deep connection between the waters and the heavens, because in the creation, Yahuwah split the waters from the firmament and separated the waters from a space. There's still water in a space. So there is a deep connection, listen, between the water, the space, the heavens, and the birds. Why? Yahuwah created, listen carefully to this bird, let the water bring out abundantly, the Ma'im, the moving creatures that have Chaim, they have life, and fowl that might fly above the earth in the open firmament in the Shamayim. So Yahuwah says that the water is going to bring out the birds. So he created, in this case, pigeons from the water of the earth. Let me keep reading, verse 21. And Elohim created great whales and every living creature that moves, which the Ma'im, the water, brought out abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after their kind, including the pigeon. And Elohim saw that it was tough, it was good. And Elohim, or Elohayim, the two words is Elohayim, and Elohayim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply and refill the Ma'im in the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. Okay? And the evening and the morning word Yom Chamishi. Yom Chamishi is the fifth day. It's not Thursday. When Yahuwah created the world, he didn't say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No. He said the first day, which is Yom Echad, or really, Yom Echad means the first day, but it's not like the two words is Yom Rishon. So we have Yom Rishon, Yom Sheni, Yom Rivi, Yom Chamishi, Yom Shishi, and Yom HaShabbat. Yom HaShabbat is the day of rest, the Shabbat that we should rest. Okay? So he created the birds, I'm looking at my notes, in Yom Chamishi. And the fifth day, he created, in this case, the pigeons. He created the pigeons before he created animals in the land and mankind. The pigeons were already flying around. The rock dove or the Columba livia were already flying around before any men put their hands on it, before any Jensen or any Sticklebout or any Briox or any Zion or any Trenton put their hands on it. Before humans were created, the pigeons were already flying around. It was the Columba livia, and there were a rainbow inside. They had everything. Yahuwah had created them with everything in it. Okay? And nobody need to do anything. Even though they do it now, okay, But all glory is to Yahuwah. He's the one that created them. Okay? So, again, we have a deep connection between the waters, between the heavens, and between the pigeons. Because the water was used by Yahuwah to create the pigeons. They came out of the water. And then they flew in the heavens. And they bred in the earth. So there is a deep connection there. I want you to understand that. Okay? Now, so the first pigeon was the Columba livia. It was a blue bar. For what I have studied, it was a blue bar. Okay, now I got to get my notes together, because I don't know where I'm going now. The first pigeon was a blue bar. Inside the blue bar pigeon, it was a rainbow. There was a lot of blue bar pigeons. Okay, they were called the rock dove. The Columba livia of the rock dove. In the Bible, there are verses that says, the doves that dwell in the rocks. Also, there's a passage where David wanted to be like a pigeon, like a Yonah. The Hebrew word for pigeon is Yonah, which doesn't mean dove. But the English language that has so many words for so many other words, put dove, and so made a separation between dove and pigeon. In the Hebrew, it's all pigeon. In the Spanish, it's all pigeon, paloma. In Italian, paloma, all pigeons. Okay, so if you see a dove, what United States or English call dove, we say una paloma. In Spanish, if you say, mira una palomita, una paloma. We don't have a word for dove. Una palomita rabiche, una palomita, una paloma, todas son palomas. They all pigeons. Okay? So, the pigeon, the rock dove, the Columba livia, had inside dominant genes and had inside recessive genes. What is a recessive gene? The recessive gene is a weak gene. Let me see if I can find here. You need two. Yeah, let me. I don't want to go too deep, but in recessive gene terminology, you need two recessive genes and two recessive genes in a bird for that bird to become that color. Okay? So, for example, if you have a white bird, first of all, how did the first white bird come out? Okay? It was like playing the lottery. It was like, like playing the lottery. I don't want to say another name. It was like playing the lottery. It was a random. It's like, let's say, man had nothing to do with it in the beginning. So if a Columba livia that had two white recessive genes pair up with another Columba livia that had two white recessive genes, the bird will come out white even if they're blue. This is why when people tell me, oh, you put two blacks, they give you blacks. It could be. It could be that the two blacks, see, let me keep going. So you got two recessive genes. You need two recessive genes in each pigeon for the pigeon to be white, and then the offspring will come out with two recessive genes. Okay? Now, the dark colors are dominant. For a dominant color, you only need one. Okay? You only need one copy to become dark. So if you put, let's say for example, you put two white birds. Let me clear what a white bird is. Okay? You have two types of white birds. Okay? You have, I'm going everywhere because there's too much. I'm just going as it goes in my mind. You have two types of white birds. you have the Pletinckx white, which is spelled, I think it's Pletinckx, Pletinckx. So you have Pletinckx white and you have Siamese white. The Pletinckx white is the pure white pigeon. Okay? The Siamese white is very pretty, but it's not the pure white pigeon because at one pointer it has inside. Okay, so this is the difference. And I'm gonna read. Read from here. This was sent to me by Jim Jenner. Jim Jenner is a very super knowledgeable person about pigeon. He travels the whole world. He travels the whole world and goes to every country: China, Japan, Belgium, Italy, London, everywhere around the world. Okay? Where there are pigeons that you don't even know about. In his videos, he says that there is millions of pigeons, strains that people don't know about. Where in the mountains of China, there are people living in the mountains of China with pigeons that you don't even know that these pigeons exist. Okay? So, Jim Jenner sent me this. This is from John Washner. Okay? And it says, is Siamese white the same as white Pletinckx? And I'm going to explain briefly what a white Pletinckx is. The answer, no. The difference between Siamese white and the white Pletinckx is the eye signs. The white Pletinckx has dark bullseye, while the Siamese white has bright colored eyes. Okay, so I hate to bust your bubble, but if you have a white pigeon, they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I like them. That has a black beak or signs of a black beak, and it has color eyes, not dark bullseye, but yellow eye, red eye, and it has maybe black nails. It's not a pure white pigeon. It's a Siamese white. If you have birds like mine, and before I make this claim, I researched this. I got proof on top of proof. Okay? So, if you have birds like mine, the phenotype of this bird is white cirrus, with the cirrus are the circle around the eye, but it could be red too. Could be reddish. Okay? Dark, but the eye sign is white bull eye, white nails, and pinkish beak. That is a Pletinckx homing pigeon. I hate to bust your bubble, but here it comes. According to the videos that I have from Jim Jenner and the experts in Belgium, they say that there is no strains, pure strain left today. You know, you say, oh, I got a white basting, I got a white sticklebout, I got a white there is no pure strain. Why? All it's been mixed. Oh, but this guy in Canada, he got the Jensens from Jensen, and he went and he put them all, and he hasn't mixed. There is no true strain today. The Jensens. Okay, here we go. So the Jensens started in the early 1930s. Okay? In Belgium. Michel Sticklebout started, it was born in 1899 and it started in the 1920s. Okay? Weg, Carol Weg, he started in the late 1800s. Lucian Bastien, from 1899 to 1963. He started the birds in the early 1900s, started his strain. France, the Zion come from France, 19th century. The Trenton, Comrade A. Marr, 1870. He was a German immigrant in New York. He started the Trenton. Pletinckx in Belgium. Pletinckx strain, Arthur Pletinckx, started in the 1900s. Delbar, Oscar Delbar, before 1914, before World War I in Belgium. Now, my point is, since these pigeons already existed thousands of years before these guys even existed, they were already using these birds as messenger pigeons. The English courier and the English dragon, and the homing pigeon, they were using it. And so they crossed in around the 1800s. They started making cross with the cumulet, with the English courier, with the English dragon, I believe it's called, dragon. And these, back in those days, they were very good flying birds. They were chosen by those people in England by their flying ability. So before all these names, and I'm not talking about it, it's good that they got them together and they put them together and their pigeons are good and they're winning. But before that, thousands of years, they weren't using those pigeons to race. They were using those pigeons to send messengers, okay, for messages. They were using as messengers, all right, for thousands of years before that, okay? So don't get caught up in the name, because as these experts from Belgium say, oh, but I got a pedigree. Guess what? This is a paper. My wife just printed on it. It did not complain. Did you complain? Did you say, no, don't write that on me? No. No. It didn't. So, paper, in Spanish we say, el papel aguanta todo lo que le pongan. The paper holds everything you put in it. Let me tell you a little story. I used to live in Miami, Miramar, and I wanted bully dogs. So my friend had very expensive bullies, and he gave me a bully girl. But I already had 3 dogs, and it was getting out of hand. So I said, man, I got to give this dog to a good home. So I saw this van driving by with the pictures of bullies and all that in it. I'm not going to say the name. I'm not going to say the city. And I follow the van. I know where they live. So I'll go over there and I talk to the guy. And I say, listen, man, they gave me this bully female, and I know you sell dogs. Is there any way you can keep it? The only thing, I don't have no papers for her. You know what I said to me? You don't have no papers. The guy was Hispanic. You don't have no papers? Don't worry, I'm making papers. He will make that dog a pedigree. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'll make it a pedigree. He will make that dog a pedigree without knowing that dog. I just gave him that dog. That dog will have a pedigree. Another story, I was looking for a pit bull to buy. And I went to Broward County. And there was a guy there that sells red-nosed pit bull. And I had a Brindle pit bull. And I was looking to buy the dogs. It was a little expensive. They were beautiful, red noses. But it was too much. I didn't have the money. And I said, look, man, how can I go about it? I bought a dog. The guy don't want to give me the pedigree. It's a Brindle dog. He said, I'll make you a pedigree. You made me a pedigree? Yeah, I'll make you papers for it. I'll make you a pedigree for it. These are Hispanic folks. No, I think that guy was American. Yeah, that guy was American. The other guy was Hispanic. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll make you papers. So the guy wanted to charge me, make me papers, and I have the papers. Okay, so when it comes to pigeons in this money world, that everything is money, money, and people inflate. I don't believe in pedigrees. Another saying that I have is pedigrees don't fly. They say this is a pedigree. How far did it go? Another thing, when they say they can say you're a pigeon. This pigeon come from Belgium. This pigeon competed in 150 races with 7,000 birds. It came in the first 10 places. Oh, how much? $2,000, and I'm going to charge you $500 for the quarantine. Man, how you going to know if that pigeon offspring is going to do the same thing that pigeon did? You don't know. It could be eaten by a hawk in the first toss. You know how they go in Belgium? They go by the throat. They don't go by the eye. They don't, and the tapes that I have, they don't go by the eye. They laugh at that. They laugh at strains. You know what the guy said in my video? He said, people come here from Japan, people come here from United States, they pay $80,000 for Jensen, they pay $80,000 for a bird. He said, you know what I do? I thought to speak like him. You know what I do? I go over there, my friend is an old guy, he doesn't raise, he's got nice birds, and I go and I'll pick a bird and I just take it from him, and then I go and I get that bird, and then I raise that bird that way, won first place, and then just because my name, and they come over here, and then they want to give me $80,000 for the bird. Listen, guys, it doesn't matter the name. Don't get caught up in names. Don't get caught up in pedigrees. Don't get caught up in eye signs. That's like saying the guy with blue eyes is going to beat the guy with black eyes. Oh, what? It's a marathon. It's a race. See that green eye guy right there? Look at the eyes. Look at those eyes in that guy. Nice and green. That guy going to beat all these guys. Just because of the eye color. It could be that, I mean, pigeons, you got a lot of pigeons with red eyes. You got a lot of pigeons with white eyes. You got a lot of pigeons with yellow eyes. And maybe, so one of those win. Oh, mine won. I got the yellow eye. Now, how about the other 1,000 birds that had the same color eye and didn't make it? You know what they go in Belgium for? They go by the throat. They go by the throat, and it's not something that is, oh, and maybe no, it works. It works. The pigeon has a curtain in the throat. And I'm only going to tell you half of it. And the curtain is divided by a thin line. That line has to be straight, right in the middle. And it has to do with the respiratory system. Okay, there have been stories where this guy in Belgium went to this guy's loft, and the guy said, oh, that's a nice bird. And the guy said, oh yeah, the mother and the father is this and that, and that, now I'm going to put him to raise in the young bird raise. He said, let me see him. Open the throat. He goes, don't put this bird. This bird may be a breeder. That bird is not going to make it the first 100-mile race. Oh, yeah, guess what? The bird didn't make it. It goes by the throat. Okay? Now, back to the genes. So, a Pletinckx. What is a Pletinckx white homing pigeon? Is what I have. It has to be, and many of you have it. Those birds were introduced here in Florida by, you know by who? You know the first guy that flew those birds here in Florida? Walt Disney. In Walt Disney World. He had Pletinckx. This is why I think these birds are very predominant here in Florida. Because of Walt Disney in 1971 and Don Brumfield. Now Don Brumfield, he didn't know that he had Pletinckx. He thought he had sticklebouts. Because this is what he told me. Okay, and again, I'm going here and there, and I'm going to read to you next what about the Pletinckx. But This is when I first got my whites. About 17 years ago, I got them from Don Brumfield. Don Brumfield used to release white birds in Walt Disney World. He was there for 31 years. Okay? I don't know if he's still alive. I'm calling him. He's like 90 years old or something. I'm calling him and there's no answer. I like the guy a lot. He sold me very good birds. And he also gave me some nice other birds. He just let me have it. He gave me some blacks. Listen to this. My gosh. He gave me some blacks from Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers is the movie actor that used to have pigeons back in the 1960s. And he had offspring of those blacks. But that's another thing. I'm not going to get into that because I'm very mad at myself that I got rid of those birds. Anyway. So, Don Brumfield flew the Pletinckx here in Florida. He told me that there were sticklebouts. So I believe him. Like many of you believe what they tell you. You buy a bird, no papers, or with papers, and they say, this is a basting crossed with a weg. Oh, okay. And then you go and you repeat it. This is a basting weg. Oh, this is a pure ginseng. It's a pure ginseng. And then you go and you repeat it. It's a pure ginseng. You don't know. You really don't know. We really don't know, guys. So that, me included. Let me tell you, when I first started this, making these videos and inquiring, because 17 years ago, Don Brumfield told me that there were sticklebouts. This is what I did. Okay? And see, the thing is, when you teach something, don't stick to it if you know later is a lie. You have to restore. Okay? You have to restore and you have to tell the truth. Okay? I don't care what they say about me. Oh, this guy was changing his mind. No, I'm not changing my mind. I'm studying because I want to get to the truth. Okay? I'm now like the King James Bible with the same errors of the pagan writers and translators, and then it hasn't been fixed for all that time, and now, thank Yahuwah, the restoration of scripture comes and fixes those errors. So this is the same manner. I'm doing the same manner that the restoration of scriptures is doing. I'm restoring, I'm studying, and I'm restoring. So if I told you before there were sticklebout, I studied. And I called Don Brumfield. He told me, yeah, there was sticklebout. Back in the days, said there were sticklebout. So I look at the phenotype. The phenotype of the bird he gave me was bull eyes, the eye series, the bull eye, the white nails, the pink beak, all white. Okay, so when I bought these birds, I started saying, hey, there's sticklebout. It's the same phenotype. Oh, sticklebout, there's sticklebout. I have the videos there online, sticklebout. So then I'm like, man, something told me, are these birds really sticklebout? Let me call this guy. So I call the guy in Cape Coral that I bought the birds from the second time around. And I said to him, where you got this birds from? And he said, oh, I got it for this guy named Alex. He lives in Arcadia. I called Alex, very nice guy. I know him very well right now. He bought a bunch of pictures from me, a lot of buchones. I say, Alex, what you got? Do you know what these birds are? Oh, no, I got it from this guy, Eugene. So I called Eugene. And Eugene directed me, oh yeah, I got it from Jack Beckley. So I called Jack Beckley, very nice guy. He said, oh, I've been doing this bird for 25 years. This is what I did. I mixed this and that and that and that. So what strain? So he told me some strains, so I wrote them down. So now I'm saying in all my videos, yeah, my whites are busting. there are Sticklebow, there are Weg, there are Jensen, there are Trenton, there are Sion. So I'm like, do I really believe that? Do you really believe that those birds that you have are that? Do you really believe when thousands of years before these guys ever lived in the 1800s, those birds were already around from the creation of the world? Okay, they took it, they did mixes, okay. Still, one creator, the Most High. Okay? Me, okay, so let me keep going. I don't want to go off track. So do you really believe that? Did I really believe that? I believed it until I started to listen to Jim Jenner tapes, and the guy in Belgium said there's no such thing as a strains anymore. That's why I said there's no such things as a strains anymore, because they all have big mix. All the fanciers, they're all fixing, they are mixing their birds to get the better birds. You mix this bird to get the better bird, and the Jensen and the this and the that to get the better bird. So there's no more true lines, right? These are experts. This guy's been in pigeons since, I don't know, 70 years. These are old. So I'm like, oh man. So I start thinking, I go, oh, where did my whites come from then? So I called Jim Jenner. Jim Jenner sent me a lot of studies. So it turns out that there was a guy in the 1960s here in the United States, before Walt Disney, but the guy was up north. They used to raise the Pletinckx. Okay, the Pletinckx homing pigeon. Now, okay, here, let me read this to you. So Pletinckx white homing pigeons. Here's what I found about Pletinckx. It's got different spelling. It's got Pletinckx or Pletinckx. The other spelling was Pletinckx, and the other one was, that one, and the other one was Nick, like with Nick, just Pletinckx, okay? So it says, here's what I found about white Pletinckx homing pigeons and some clarifying info questions in case you are exploring them. What are white Pletinckx pigeons? Pletinckx, often spelled Pletinckx, refer to a strain of white racing homers used often for ceremonial releases, weddings, funerals, grand openings, but they are also bred for performance, like racing. The breeders describe them as well-built, phenotype of my birds, well-built, tight and smooth in feather, same as my birds. Dynamic flying machines built for fast movement through the air. My birds are very fast. Everything that this is describing, describe my birds. Recently, I gave Abraham 7 of my Pletinckx birds. After a week and molting, they got out. I never trained them before. I only trained them from 38 miles, and I hadn't really let them go in a long time, maybe in about 2 months. And I didn't let them go, I didn't toss them, but they used to low fly every day just about. So they came back from Port St. Lucie, to my home in Northport, and that's 154 miles. Molting. So this is describing my birds. So I'm sorry, but I don't have all those strains, even though I like to say I do, because it sounds good. You know, I want people to buy it. No, these are Pletinckx. That's what I have. The other ones, like what Abraham has, is Siamese white. The Siamese white are beautiful birds. They have the yellow eyes, and they have the black beak, or a mixture of pink and black beak, maybe sometimes black nails. Okay? And they, guess what? Genetics is crazy. They could give you a bird that is like my Pletinckx, okay, or vice versa, because you don't know the genetic count of the bird. So any bird at any given moment can give you any color. You might say, yeah, this white's going to give me white. It might come through about 90 times, but that 91 time is going to come out a grizzle. By the way, a grizzle is not a color. A grizzle is a pattern. You have colors. Oh my gosh. You got patterns. Oh. See, I don't have it somewhere. Okay, so see the genetics it's like a lottery, man. It's like a lottery. You know? Let me keep reading. The breeders describe them as well-built, tight and smooth in feather, dynamic flying machines built for fast movement through the air. And the personal threat I saw, someone had white Pletinckx that flew home from a release 186 miles away. And their babies are used for shorter releases up to 40 miles. That's what I do. For these have true homing ability. Okay, so the querencia, the homing ability of the white Pletinckx is super good. Now, I use my white Pletinckx for weddings. That's what I do. I use them for weddings. 40 miles, 50 miles, that's it. Now, I give it to my friends. He's racing them from 250 miles. He's doing long distance with them this year in November. Like all the way from Georgia. Okay? So they're good birds. Alright, so characteristics and care. Here are some typical traits and care aspect noted. White, okay, pure white plumage. My bird. Feather quality important to appearance. Breeding is done to keep birds pure so as not to lose the white color or performance. This is why I don't mix my birds. Okay? Oh, my wife is here. This is why I don't mix my birds. This line that I have, what I do is, when I chose them that they were not brothers and sisters. I looked at the bands and I chose them all. They are not brothers and sisters. Now, when I sell them, I don't sell brother and sister. I look in the bands, and if it's a brother and sister, I sell the brother to somebody and the sister to somebody else. And I don't keep none of them. I sell them all. Okay? And I don't want to mix them with anyone. Okay? I want to keep those. For now, that's my mentality. Who knows? Maybe in the future I'll mix them, but it's not going to be with a Siamese white. It's going to be with or with another Pletinckx, which is what I have. Usually breeding starts around 6 months of age. They lay about 2 eggs per nest, blah, 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 blah. Loft conditions, good ventilation, blah, blah. Genetic. Okay, genetic. This are discussions in pigeon genetics about dominant white genes. White pigeons often have genes that cover underlying color traits. So even if 2 white birds are bred, their offspring might show hidden pattern colors if genetic makeup is heterozygous. Okay, heterozygous. Of course, it's like I say, you can have 2 white birds, 2 pure white. Let's say I give you 2 pure white birds. Pletinckx. The Pletinckx is a pure white homing pigeon. The Siamese is not. The Siamese is a Siamese white. Still a white bird, but it's not pure. It's not pure white. It might be a pure Siamese, but it's not a pure white. Why? Because of the eye color is yellow or red. Now, I got this guy here that is, back in the days, he was trying to breed to get white pigeons with green eyes. He was trying to breed for that. That's crazy. I'm not even going to try that. Anyway, it's there somewhere. So, the pure white homing pigeon is the Pletinckx, is what I have. Eye sign, bullseye. That's the eye sign. Eye sign, bullseye, black, like reddish, dark, like one color. Okay? White nails, white pinkish beak, and all white plumage. That is the pure Pletinckx white, and that's what I have. Okay? Okay, let me see what I got here. Pigeonetics takes flight. Evolution, development, and genetics. Okay. Converse ancestry of fetal migration and domestic rock pigeons. This research is all about the origin of different breeds. Yeah, listen. Pigeonetics takes flight. You should research that. Okay, it's a research paper. It's a research paper. It's about evolution, development, and genetics of intrans-specific variation. Okay? Divergence, convergence, and ancestry of fetal population in domestic rock pigeon. This research is all about the origins and different pigeon breeds. Okay, that's I didn't read it. It's too much to read. Okay, so I'm gonna read some stuff. Basically, the white color in homing pigeons comes from a recessive gene. That means both parent pigeons need to carry the gene for their offspring to be white. It is kind of how some people have blue eyes. Both parents have to pass the blue eye gene. What is a recessive gene? Although, okay, all right. So recessive genes are like the less dominant trait. They are hidden genes. Think of it like this. Each parent gives 2 genes for every trait. If one gene is stronger, it overpowers the other. But if both genes are weaker type, like the recessive gene, then that trait shows up. Okay, so if two pigeons have 2 white recessive genes, the baby is going to come out with 2 white recessive genes, is going to come out white. Okay, that's why both parents, pigeons need to have the white gene for the babies to be white. Okay, now, let's say, for example, that I give you 2 of my whites, and I say they're pure whites, and they gave you a grizzle, which is a pattern, not a color. That means that pigeon had a copy of the grizzle in them. Okay? But it doesn't mean that the pigeon that I give you is not pure white. See, the pure white pigeon comes in the phenotype, even though they give you blacks. Confused? Okay. You got a white bird, phenotype, all white. Bull eye, all white, pinkish beak, white nails, everything white. Now this pigeon, you put it with another white, and it gives you a grizzle. This pigeon is still pure white. Listen, I'm a black guy. If I give a white baby, am I white now? Paloma, am I white if I give a white baby?
No.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. If I have a white baby, I'm still black. You look at me, I'm a black man. I'm still black if I have a white baby. Right, Aloma?
Well, first of all, I don't think you can have a white baby because you're a guy. But if that's the case, then I cheated on you. But I mean, you know, but not necessarily. I mean, think about it this way. Because, I mean, babies don't get sun. They come out of a dark woman. But then they don't get sun, so they come out white. And then you think, like what you did. You did that. You thought that our son was the product of some other dude because you were like, oh my gosh, because you were downstairs, like, she cheated on me with the mailman. And your best friend was at the time was like, man, all black babies come out white, man. He's like, no, man, no. So I don't know. It depends on the melanin in the skin and how long it's going to take for that baby to tan up. All right, but yeah, I mean, you know, there's certain things. I mean, so there's circumstances. I mean, you know, literally. So don't ask me that question, because that's like one of those questions that's got too many answers to it. All right, but ultimately speaking, men cannot have babies, but necessarily if the baby comes out with blonde hair and blue eyes, there's something wrong.
Yeah, but boy, you take it somewhere else. They don't even understand. See, what happened is that when I had my first son, he came out white.
He did.
He came out completely white.
Completely like a Chinese boy.
Like white. Like really pale white. I know. So I went in the lobby.
Changed that birth.
Oh my gosh, I didn't remember that, bro. You remember that? I went in the lobby, I was crying.
He was crying.
And my friend Willie came and I said, but why about a white baby? My son is 31 years old now.
He's 33.
Oh, 33. Yeah, my son is 33 years old now. And I was crying, man, in the lobby of the
hospital.
Of the hospital, North Shore Hospital, right?
Yes.
Wow. And my friend came and said, what happened? I go, man, my wife had a white baby, man. She cheated on me with the mailman, something like that. And my friend started laughing and go, no, man, black people have white babies, you know, when they're first born. I'm like, what? So yeah, my son came out white.
He came out white.
But then later he started getting color.
He started getting chocolate.
Yeah, he black.
Yeah.
Not too black, but he black.
It all depends on the genetics too.
The genetics. Okay, this is about pigeons now. You taking it, but it's genetics.
Genetics is pigeons too.
Yeah.
Genetics is pigeons too.
Yeah.
What you can have a recessive gene. Down syndrome is a gene. A lot of different genes come out. You know what I mean? So there's all different kinds of things that you can get. Remember the albino babies you got? Remember the albino babies you got from the pigeon?
Oh, from the pigeon, yeah. The two albinos. And they came from the black baby.
Yeah, they did. They came from blacks.
They came from two blacks.
Yeah.
I had two albino babies with red eyes.
Yeah, with red eyes.
My wifey.
They came from, wow, it was like, you got to be kidding me. Two blacks giving a white with
albino with red eyes. Yeah.
They couldn't see.
They were
and
blind,
it was twice. It wasn't just once.
It was two times.
It was two times. We thought it was something, you know, maybe that was a fluke, but no, they did it again. So we didn't make those two again because they have a gene in them that is dominant that makes albino babies. Go figure.
So if you ever have two birds that they have albino, don't put them together.
Don't put them together.
Don't put them together.
Yeah. So it's genes. It's genes. People have genes just as much as, you know, pigeons have genes. So yeah.
Okay.
So okay. I love you. Yes, baby. Sorry. Okay, see you later.
I can't put that in the video.
You can't put that when I kissed you? I didn't even kiss you.
Okay, I put it.
I hugged you.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. So black, you at the phenotype. You're going to see me in the street, a black guy with a beard. That black dude with a beard. I'm still black. I'm still pure black. Same with the pigeon, still pure white. Why did it get the grizzle? It had a hidden grizzle gene. Now, this is why you can't say, oh yeah, that bird is going to give you this and going to give you that. Maybe you say it and maybe they come out. Maybe, yeah, maybe. But not all the time. I have a black mixed bird, black, jet black. I put it with a black checker. They had one white feather, a cabito. First time around gave me a completely white baby, and the other one was very dark checker. I'm like, what? Second time around, they gave me a completely white baby and a completely black, jet black baby. Why? Because maybe both of them had the copy of the white gene. Maybe they had the copy of the, see, like I said, with genetics, it's crazy. But it had a dominant trait too, a dominant dark gene. You see what I mean? So you got dominant white and recessive white. Now, okay, so I'm going to read this to you. What is dominant white? It says over here, what is the difference? I have this here because I encountered a word, homozygous. I don't know if you pronounce it like that I have to read it to you. I'll be honest with you, man, I'm not a genetic guy. I'm reading this to you, and you can research for yourself, okay, just to awaken an interest in you that you can research it for yourself. But some of the stuff that I say I understand, some of the stuff I don't completely understand. I'm being honest with you. I'm not going to sit here, you know, looking like a wisdom man when I don't have it all together. So what is the difference between dominant white genes and recessive white genes in white homing pigeons? Answer. Dominant white masks all other colors. So a pigeon with dominant white gene will always be white. So it hides all other colors, regardless of its other color genes. Now, recessive white, on the other hand, only makes a pigeon white if it inherits 2 copies of the gene, which is what I was saying. Otherwise, the pigeon other color genes will show through. Now, if it doesn't have 2, see, pigeons are like a rainbow. So the pigeons have, the whites still have all the colors, but what is going to hide the other colors in the white is the 2 recessive whites, copy of the genes, or the 1 dominant white, okay? Let me repeat that again. Dominant white masks all other colors, so a pigeon with a dominant white gene will always be white, regardless of its other color genes. Recessive white, on the other hand, only makes a pigeon white if it inherits 2 copies of the gene. Otherwise, the pigeon other colors will show through. You gotta have 2 copies of the recessive whites, so the other colors in the pigeon don't show through. That's the pure white. Also dominant white. Now listen to this question. How about if a dominant white gene pairs up with a black pigeon? Dominant white gene pair up with the white pigeon. Don't jump to conclusions. If a dominant white pigeon pairs with the black pigeon, all the offspring will be what? White. That's because the dominant white gene masks all other color, hides all other colors if it's dominant white. Okay? Another question, how about if the other dark pigeon has dominant black? If the dark pigeon has dominant black, all the offspring will still be white. Dominant white masks all other colors again, so the black won't show up at all. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Dominant white, now listen, wait, dominant white is epistatic to all other coloring pigeons. That means it masks or hides the expression of genes at other, I guess it's lossy, I don't know what that is. So even if the dark pigeon has dominant black, all the offspring will still be white. I said, but sometimes they come out black and white, right guys? Sometimes you put a black with a white. I want to put a black with a white because I want to get a splash. I want to get a pretty, right? But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes they come out all black. Or sometimes they come out all white, right? But that's, you don't know inside the pigeon. It's like a lottery. You don't know. Okay, what are the, okay, here we go. Okay, so, sometimes they come out black and white. That's possible. Of course it is. If the white pigeon isn't homozygous for the dominant white gene. Homozygous. I got it right here. What does it mean? Homozygous describes an individual or cell that has two identical alleles. I don't know what alleles mean. For a particular gene, one inherits from each parent. This means that both copies of the gene are the same. Either both carrying a normal version or both carrying the same mutation. That means it's mutation. They're like, oh, thank you, mommy. My wife just brought me coffee. Mutation or variant. A homozygous state can be either dominant or recessive, depending on whether the shared alleles are dominant or recessive in nature. Okay? Oh, it's a lot here. Ooh, it's a lot. Okay, so wait, let me my wife brought me some coffee. Baruch atah Yahuwah Eloheinu melech haolam shakol niyah b'baro b'shem Yahushua Mashiach. Amen. Always pray before. Wow, that's good, Mama. That's a strong black coffee, mushroom coffee. Okay, now I'm confused. Both components, both copies of the dominant white genes is what for the baby to come out black and white. If the black has dark dominant, yeah, if the baby pigeon is black and white, it means the white parent wasn't homozygous. For the dominant white gene. So it only passed on one copy of the dominant white gene, and the baby also inherited the dominant black gene from the other parent. That's why it has both colors homogenized. Those words. Now, see, you can put two whites together and they can give you whites, they can give you whites, they can give you whites. Maybe they both got recessive whites. The baby gonna come out with recessive whites. Two copies. Or maybe they both the dominant whites. It hides all the other colors. Okay? But change that bird and put it with another white. You might not get the same. You might get a pattern. You know? In pigeons, there are colors, there are patterns, and there are modifiers. So the colors in pigeons are blue, red, black, white, and dun. Okay? The color describes the base shade or main color. Okay? Patterns are bar, check, spread, T pattern. How those colors are arranged on the pigeon's feathers. Those are the pattern, the arrangement of the colors in the pigeon's feathers. Those are patterns. And there are modifiers. The modifiers are dilute, indigo, grizzle, and opal. I'm sorry, my writing, opal. It changes how those colors appear. They can make the colors lighter, darker, or even create a speckle effect. Okay? So, but to use a correct terminology, you would say, oh, I got a pattern, a grizzle. It's a pattern. Okay? What color is it? You say, what color is it? And they tell you, oh, it's a blue bar. Not a color, it's a pattern. Okay? The true color are the blue, the red, the black, the white, and the dun. Those are the colors that describe the base shade of the main color. Okay, I'm reading it. You can buy the book, Pigeon Genetics. Okay? So, guys, the phenotype, give me a minute. The phenotype of a Pletinckx is I series, white, or it could be red, bull eye. I prefer a white series, but I have a bird or two with the red, but it doesn't matter as long as it has bull eyes, white nails, pink beak. Those are Pletinckx. Stop calling it Delbar and Xeon and all that stuff because there's no such thing. You can show me all the papers you want. It don't mean nothing. I seen people, oh my gosh, papers. In this world right now, everybody's just money. So if they can put in paper that, and people, they go for it. They go buy it. And they make this website with this bird, take a good picture of the bird, but they don't put the bird flying. They don't know the bird flying. My birds fly. I toss my birds. I give it to Jeff. He competes my birds. My bird came from all the way from across Florida, flying. You know, the same with Abraham's birds. And I say Abraham because he's like my pigeon brother. You know, he's like my pigeon friend, or brother rather. Because I talk a lot about him with pigeon. We trade pigeons. You know, I bought pigeons from him. You know, stuff like that. So he's got nice whites. He's got good Siamese white. And he's got good pure whites, because I got my pure whites, which is the Pletinckx. He's got Pletinckx, he got Siamese. Now, some of the Siamese might give you a Pletinckx, or some that looks like a Pletinckx. That's because that Siamese might have copies. It just depends on the two birds that you put them together. If the two birds have two copies, you know, or the recessive white, and it's got that in them, those traits, it's going to pass. So you can't really predict. You can say, hey, they're going to come out black, and they will 90% of the time. But there's that one time that you're going to be surprised. We go, oh my gosh, look at this. So it's like a lottery. So that's the phenotype of the pure white. Okay, the pure white is eye sign, bull eye, white nails, pink beak, nothing black on them, all white plumage, strong birds, Okay, fly high, fly strong, fly fast. All right, just like my birds. I'm not bragging, guys. I'll put it. I'm putting there. I fly my birds all the time. You see them fly real high. You see them fly. You see me toss them. It's in my channel. The only thing that I thought that I was telling the truth when I say I have all those strains. I don't have all those strains. It's crazy to say that the birds is this strain and this strain from this guy after so many years has passed since the 1800s. And the birds have been everywhere. You think they're really going to take track, going to keep track? You tell somebody, go to your job or somewhere and tell somebody, hey man, I slapped a guy on the bus today. I just slapped him. The other guy's going to go and say, hey, so-and-so got in a fight in the bus today. And he said, I slapped him. Yo man, so-and-so got beat up today, man. He beat up this guy. The guy came with the gun later, man. Oh, and it's a rumor. Like the VeggieTales, a rumor weed. It just keep growing and growing and growing like a tumbleweed. It keep growing. So can you imagine that? All the way from the 1800s. Now you think you're going to have a pure ginseng? You think you're going to have a pure Bastine, a pure wedge just because you have a piece of paper? You think you're really going to have that? Man, I know some people are going to be mad at me. I'm busting people's bubbles here. All right, come on now. All right, I don't have them. I'm the first one to admit it. I don't have those nice breed, those nice strains. I say I used to have Jansen, Sticklebout, Bastine, Weg. I don't know. Come on, man. I didn't even have pedigree for that. I don't know. All I know is that there's phenotypes for the whites. And it's known since very long time that the phenotype of the Pletinckx is bullseye, strong birds, pink whitish beak, pink whitish nails, okay, and the series white or sometimes reddish. That's the Pletinckx. And the white Siamese is completely white bird, dark beak, yellow or red eyes, and maybe dark nails or could have white nails. So that's a Siamese bird. It's a beautiful bird, but it's not considered a pure white. It's considered a Siamese white. The Pletinckx is considered a pure white. Okay? Now, let me read this something to you that talks about that. This is from a very long time ago, and I'm going to tell you the names of this guy. All right. This is from Frank Mosca. Question. Now, I am interested in your normal eye whites. Do they often occasionally come with a few red or grizzled feathers in the nest plumage? Answer, no. Almost all Siamese white show absolutely white feathers. This is the one Abraham has. Absolutely white feathers in the nest plumage now, but they often occasionally do in the early generations. Okay? So occasionally, the same with the other whites, because we don't know the genetic codes. Okay? But occasionally, all right? Question. I appreciate knowing if any of them may come marked with any colored feathers at all in the nest. Answer. Certainly. They come marked with normal colored feather. Question. There have been rumors of a dominant white in pigeons, and I am trying to find out if this may be one of them. Answer. No. It is still recessive white. I don't think there is any dominant white pigeon in the world. This is what this guy is saying. He don't think there is any dominant white pigeon in the world. It's all 2 copies of the recessive white genes. Okay? Question. I understand for use of the term albino, I understand your use of the term albino for the dark eye, bull-eye whites. But in genetic usage, we reserve the term albino for those animals which have pink eye. And in white rabbits, or as in white rabbits and white mice, and produce no melanin at all. See, the albino pigeons have no melanin at all. Okay? This is why the eyes are red. The white Pletinckx and the white Siamese, they're not albinos because they have coloration in the eyes, especially the Pletinckx, which has black bull eye. In human history of albinism and ocular involvement, I apply to explain why the land and water white animals can survive with the poor vision, pink eyes, and why we have not ever seen white birds with pink eyes. The answer is that vision is very, very important for bird survival. Both the bait of the predator while flying in the sky and the vision will be normal only if the eyes have pigments, the position. That is why birds have only incomplete albinism and can explain why white pigeons have bull's eyes. That's a question, a bull's eyes. Black beak or dark skin have selective pigment deposition in some part of the body, especially that develop from ectodermal layer on the embryo. Okay, this is very interesting now. This question now, this is from Frank Tasker. I don't know who these people are, but this was sent to me by Jim Jenner. So you can Google these people, see who they are. Question. I've been involved with white racing pigeons for more than 20 years. The best fancier with white pigeons is Camille Carden from Aalst, Belgium. I wrote an article of his loft. See Freddie's pages. All the birds of Camille Carden have the same eye signs that you would find in a normal loft. Never do you find the so-called bull eye. I am certain that no loft in the world with white pigeons can put forward the result of Camille Carden. So this guy is saying that the best pigeons is by this guy, Camille Carden, and he's got the best whites. He doesn't have the so-called blue, the so-called bull eye, but they have normal colors. Okay? This is the answer of this guy. I have seen the article that you wrote about visiting Camille Carden loft in Belgium and seeing the photo pictures of his white gold. Most of them were not pure white, but foul feathering with black beak and maybe black nails. Let me read that again. Most of them were not white, not pure white, but foul feathering with black beak and might be black nails, maybe black nails. Unlike Camille Carden, my aim of breeding now is not a racing performance. See, Camille Carden used to raise the Siamese birds that were really, really good. They were white, but they still had some black feathers and they still had black beak and color eyes. but for the good form of the body structure, and most absolutely white from beak to nails with bright colored eye sign. Now listen, he's trying to breed with bright color eye sign. Okay? The black beak and color eye sign, comment. The black beak and color eye sign almost always come together and it's not difficult to make it. The foul feathering white or gristle with, yeah, because I mean, you can put a white, I can put one of my white with one of my other normal eye birds. And I can do it until I get it, like for example, I can get a bird with yellow eyes and put it in one of my whites, like a silver or something, and it might give it to me white, and then I keep breeding him second time with another white, and it might come out with yellow eyes. So it's not difficult to make. Okay, those birds are everywhere. All right, if it was difficult to make, and then that was only would have been few, but those birds are beautiful. I'm not saying that they're beautiful birds. I love them. I would love to have them. I just don't want to have them because this is what I have, the Pletinckx. I don't want Siamese. If I can make another loft, I might have Siamese white, but I would not mix it. Okay? And this is the way I think now. Maybe in the future I'll say, let me mix it. But I don't think I will. I'm getting good results with my Pletinckx. Okay, so let me read that again. Comment. The black beak and color eye sign almost always come together and it's not difficult to make it. The fall feathering white or the gristle with or without black beak and nails was the midway of evolution of the Siamese white pigeon in my loft. Right? So the Siamese is like a hybrid, okay, because of the ancestry. Let me read this. It said, this is from Jerry Perron. If I understand you correctly, the hybrids will produce 10 to 30% white youngsters. Do you have a ratio of white youngsters produced in relationship to first, second, and third generation of inbreed bird, hybrid? Okay. Answer. All the breeding pairs are white with colored eyes, or sometimes with hybrid bull's eyes, but never hybrid bull's eyes with hybrid bull's eye. Okay? I've never seen a hybrid bull's eye, but maybe they're there. Do the white youngsters exhibit only pure white, or are other color tones included in the feathering? Answer. Now, most of them exhibit pure white, include beak and nails. So a pure white pigeon is the one that has the big pink beak, whitish, and white nails. Okay? And bullseye. Is the eye sign of the hybrid a dark brown with the clear delineation of the cornea? The eye sign of the hybrid exhibit in various color tones, from dark brown to dark red eye signs. Question. Do any of the white youngsters' eye signs show green or blue? Wow. No, I haven't seen it except for yellow-green. I wish in the future it might be possible to make the green and blue eye signs like cats, dogs, and human eyes. That would be beautiful, right? To have a white pigeon with blue eyes. Wow. Wow, how can we make that? Can you imagine that? A white pigeon with blue eyes and green eyes. Ooh, if I can make that, I'll be famous. I mean, it's tempting. It's like, it's a challenge. I have no idea. Wow, there you go, guys. Try that. To make a white pigeon, completely white, pink beak with blue eyes. I've never seen a pigeon with blue eyes. That would be nice. What is the base genotype of the hybrid? It is autosomal. Autosomal recessive white with some hidden colored eye sign, alleles on the chromosome. Okay, guys, so that's the conclusion of this video, okay? Don't worry about names. Don't get caught up in names. Don't get caught up in pedigrees. There was a pigeon named Breakaway that they found in the streets of London, and it's got one of the best records in the world, okay? And that's what I like to do, man. I like to start from scratch. Just get a bird that, you know, nobody knows, and breed them. I'm going to put birds to race now. You know, and according to the throat pattern, I'm picking birds. Not according to the record. Okay? And let's see what happens. Every bird that I have now have beautiful throat, according to what the elders in Belgium say. Beautiful throats, man. And it has to do with the respiratory system. You know? If you have any questions, ask me. Like I say again, I really don't have all the answers. I just did this study for a month. I still don't have it together. So this is like the very basics, man. This is like the basics. Look at that. I didn't even touch on melanin. Pigeon melanin and feathering color. No, I ain't going to do that. There's so much that I didn't touch on. But these are the basics, okay? So I have white Pletinckx, and you have white Pletinckx. If you have the phenotype of the bird, and I'm going to put a picture there, I'm going to put it. If you have the phenotype of the bird that I have, that's what you have, Pletinckx. If you have whites with beautiful color eyes like the other one, yellow, red, and it's got black beak, those are Siamese whites. Okay? They're still white. The whole body's got to be white. And then the black beak, and then the yellow eye, or the red eye. If you got a green eye, I'll buy it from you. If you got a blue eye, I'll buy it from you. Okay? That's beautiful, man. Okay, guys, hey, you guys love your bird. Take care of your birds. And you have a blessed